Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Monday, February 24th edition of our video devotionals. We appreciate you being with us today. Hope your Monday's going well, and it is the beginning of the work week and school week once again. And I will tell you, we have a beautiful week planned for us weather-wise. It's supposed to be, I think, at least 60 every day. I think one day there's a chance of rain, but at any rate, considering the kind of winter we've had here in our area, and I'm sure many areas of the country, we're going to take it. I don't know if we're kind of finished with the worst part of winter yet. Sometimes you think you are, then all of a sudden you have these big cold snaps. But this week is going to be beautiful. So that means we can get some things done outside perhaps, and at least enjoy being outside, right? So hopefully you're going to have a great week. All right, we're going to be in Deuteronomy chapter 1 today. And if you'll find that Deuteronomy 1, we're going to kind of jump around. We'll begin at verse number 3, but we'll jump around a little bit, give you something I think that'll be of help to us. Otherwise, thank you for watching the videos. We appreciate you very much, and we thank you for any of the acknowledgments that you give us. Just the fact you're watching it. Sometimes there's comments. Most of the time it's a thank you type thing, and we appreciate you, and I mean that, okay? All right, so Deuteronomy is an interesting book. It's basically the last days of Moses. Matter of fact, when we read verse 3 here, you'll kind of see the timetable here. Let me go ahead and read it. That way I don't have to do a lot of explaining before I actually read the verse here. Well, it says in Deuteronomy 1:3, it says, "And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according unto all that the Lord had given him in commandment unto them." So here's basically, if you understand the story, and Moses is getting ready to repeat this event, but you know, when the children of Israel were gathering up one representative of the tribes, and they were to go into the land of Canaan, and they were to bring back things. You remember they brought back the grapes of Eshcol. Two men carried basically a cluster of grapes between them to show you how big these grapes were. And they basically were to go there and just kind of look at the land and come back and in some ways excite the people that we've got a great land that God is about to give us. Well, 10 of those men that went came back and complained and were scared and discouraged the people. And God became very angry that these 10 men, as a result, made most of the people basically turn against the Lord, turn against Moses, because they said, look, we don't want to go there and be killed. We don't want our children to die. And what is all of this? And of course, Joshua and Caleb said, no, you don't understand. This is the land that God has given us, and we're going to go in, and we're ready to do it. Well, God says, I tell you what, for those 40 days that you went into the land, and you believe God can't give you that land, then I'm going to turn that into 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. And that's what happened. So as I'm reading this repeat of what basically happened 40 years prior, because this book here is telling literally it's right up to 40 years, 11 months, and the first day of that month. Isn't that something? We know Moses will not go in. At this point, Aaron has already passed. But notice just some things here as a repeat here. It says here in verse number 21, it says, "Behold, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged." So they're already told up front, hey, this is the land you're going to get, so don't be afraid and don't be discouraged. And then it says here in verse number 25, "And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, It is a good land which the Lord our God doth give us. Notwithstanding, ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God, and ye murmured in your tents." And one of the things I want to show you here that's very interesting here, when people become turn against God, okay, and they say things that's totally not true. I even would call it an exaggeration. But notice here in verse 27, "And ye murmured in your tents and said, Because the Lord hated us." Now notice that. Because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth of the land of Egypt, to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us. Here's the people not only not believing God, but they're saying, look, God hates us. Isn't that terrible to say? Then notice here what it says in verse 28. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. So I'm going to stop there because, we can say a lot about this, but here's where you have to be very, very careful. When you get discouraged, or I say you, me, we do this against God. It's like we go to a whole level that's not even true. God hates us. He's going to destroy us out here. It's total opposite. God says, I brought you out here. I'm the one who's delivered you. And then the people says, look, the walls even of these cities are all the way to heaven. Now, the walled cities were not that big. Even the people said that we're like grasshoppers in their sight. No man has ever been, despite the fact that we're giants, no man has ever been the ratio of a grasshopper to a human being. That's truly not believing God. So I know I've got a little lengthy here, but I guess what I want to say is we need to be very careful. All the things that God has given us and all the directions that God takes us, believe God, trust God, don't be discouraged. It's easy to do that sometimes because we get our eyes on other things and we listen to other people's reports. Don't do that. Get yourself in the Bible, put your head down and pray, and go forward with God. And sometimes, you're going to be a smaller group than the majority. Even of the 12 men that went in, there was 2 to 10, but that's okay. But let's be careful. Let's trust God, go forward, and let's share the good things that God has done for us, and let others know that God is able, and that's the proper mindset, okay? We're going to stop right there. Hope you have a great day, safe day, healthy day, Lord willing. We'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Thank you for watching.